Hi, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk and for unboxings.com. Here I have the LG Arena, or the LG KM900. Obviously this is the orange version, which has been kindly provided for review for us by Orange. But other versions will be much the same. We're just going to do a quick unbox for you and a quick look at the handset before we actually head off and do our full review. So first and foremost, the handset sits right on top. We're going to have a look at that in a bit more detail in a second. Back cover, which interestingly isn't attached in the box. Have the battery, which is a 1000 milliamp hour battery. Have the charger, which has a proprietary style connector on there. And then the data cable, which again is a USB to proprietary style connector, which is a LG specific style connector. We have a set of headphones, which with what appears to be an inline microphone, which is pretty basic looking, to be honest. It has a push button, but it is absolutely tiny, as you can see. The headphones themselves look quite decent. They are a sort of in-ear style, isolating style headphones. Nice though that they do have a standard 3.5mm jack, so you can use pretty much your own headphones or any headphones rather than having to use the headset that comes with it. And last of all, we have a small CD-ROM, which is an 8cm CD-ROM, which would be a bit of a problem if you've got a slot loading CD-ROM drive, but you know, that's something to consider. And then you have your setup guide and a small manual. Let's push all that to one side and look at the handset in a bit more detail. Before I go ahead and put the battery in, let's have a look on the back. SIM card goes in here, and the micro SD in here. Will support up to 16 gig SDHC, possibly 32, but it is in the spec as being up to 16. And the battery just pops in like so, and the back cover just like that. Close up. See, it's like a brushed metal finish on the back, which is quite nice. It actually is a metal back plate and metal chassis. On the front we have a forward-facing VGA camera for video conferencing, and then a 3-inch display, and that's a 3-inch diagonal, which is WVGA, so that's 480 by 800 pixels. A lot of devices coming out at the moment, especially touchscreen devices, with that WVGA display. Under that we actually have a touch area, which has got our menu button and our send and end phone keys. And now if I just actually power up and wait for the display to come on. In actual fact, while that's powering up, just have a quick look around the rest of the device. Nothing to speak of on the bottom, really nothing at all. The actual microphone is actually on the front face rather than on the bottom. As you can see, now it's just starting up. You can see the LEDs have illuminated the keys at the bottom there. We don't have a SIM card inserted. We have the custom orange home screen. We can actually change this, and we can move the widgets around and everything else. Come back to that in just a second. On the right hand side we have a button for the camera and an up and down style control, which works for volume control and obviously helps through navigation. On the top we have a power button, which obviously I just pressed, and this little bit here which allows us to remove the back cover. 3.5mm jack for the headphones. Then we have that proprietary style connector for plugging in the sync and charge cable, and that has a nice cover over it, which is a nice way of doing a cover. Often they're rubber covers that pull off and then eventually fall off, whereas this is actually captive, and it's quite easy to access that cover, so that's pretty good. So nothing really on the bottom. On the back we have a 5 megapixel camera, which is autofocus. Does have a LED style illuminating sort of flash there, which is quite cool, and the back is quite attractive. It's a nice smooth back, and the whole thing does look quite nice. Front's very flat and shiny. Bit of a fingerprint magnet on the front, but hey, you come to expect that really. So let's actually just have a look through. Hold the unlock, and we'll have a quick look through what's on the screen. So we have no SIM card installed. This is how we do our dialing. Incidentally, the touchscreen is capacitive rather than resistive, which means that it won't work from your fingernail, but it will work from your finger. So you can't use a stylus, but none supplied anyway. But a stylus won't work it is all done through the actual touch of your finger, which means that the touch screen is extremely sensitive and works extremely well. There is a certain amount of haptic feedback there, so every time I'm touching the screen, the vibrator inside is actually making just that small vibrate to let you know that you've done touched the screen. So that's your dialer, and you can go into your contacts. Obviously I don't have any, so it's I'm not going to bring it up, but that's where your contacts are listed, and you can obviously search for them. And then you've got your email and SMS, which again is alerting me that I don't have SIM card installed. But let me go in there. Then you have your main menu and all your settings. So you got your contacts, your history, Orange Mobile, your messaging, music, your camera, video, gallery, where we can see photos. Unfortunately, we don't have any. I would have thought there would have been a couple of sort of sample images on there. Display settings, phone settings, Bluetooth profiles, and obviously we can go back to our home screen. Go back into settings, and as you can see, each one of these rows can scroll. So under settings, we've got Wi-Fi call settings, connectivity, and so on. And up the top here, further up, we've got the calculator, world clock, stopwatch, and tools. Then on this row, we have the gallery stuff, FM radio and games, movie maker, and on this row we've got dialing, video call, and orange maps. Now, just quickly run down the rest of the specification for you. We do have an accelerometer, as you've seen there. So as I rotate the screen rotates and gives us a full view of all the settings and the menu, and we can flip back. As you can see there, we go back into the home screen. So the rest of the specification, the LG Arena is tri-band for GSM and single band for 3G, and that's HSDPA 2100. In terms of weight, 105 grams, nice and lightweight and fairly small, it has to be said, for a touchscreen phone with that larger display. Dimensions are 105mm top to bottom, 55mm wide, and only 12mm thick. And as I say, that TFT display is actually a capacitive touchscreen, so it's very touch sensitive at 480 by 800 pixels. The internal memory is actually a nice 8GB, but that can be supplemented by up to 16GB of microSD memory card. Support Edge, 3G and HSDPA as already mentioned, HSDPA up to 7.2 megabits per second. Have built-in Wi-Fi and built-in Bluetooth 2.0. The primary camera on the back is 5 megapixel with autofocus and the forward-facing VGA camera. We have also got built-in AGPS and geotagging support with the photographs. And we have a built-in FM radio, and also we have a built-in FM transmitter, which means that we can actually broadcast from the handset, say to our in-car radio, which means that we can use it as an MP3 player in car, and if you're using any navigation aids perhaps, then they would be broadcast over the radio too, which is pretty cool. The user interface is a custom flash user interface which can be customized. As you can see, you can roll around with different things and contacts and our multimedia, and then music and games and so on, all rolls around. Kind of similar to the original Cube on the HTC Touch, but it is a slightly more sensitive display, which makes it a little bit easier to access. So it's pretty cool. I'm going to be doing a review of the LG Arena over the next couple of weeks, and the review will be online on tracyandmatt.co.uk very soon. And if you want to see any more of our unboxing videos, please check out our other site, unboxings.com.